Alright guys, we're in the off season, into the recruiting. There have been some changes. Heat of Knights, who was Ole Miss, now is Mid-Tennessee State. Boise State is now Stanford. Packers Rogers, who was Mid-Tennessee State, is now Florida. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the SEC, 2 in the Pac-12, and I think just 2 in the ACC. Got the whatever amount Mid-Tennessee State is in. 2 in the Big 12, 1 in the Big 10. I mean, we're kind of all over the place. But on to the recruiting. This is what y'all want to see in the off season. So I want to show you. I'm going to show you what I did, get in advance it, show who everybody got, and then on to the next stage. Hopefully, it's like storming up a storm outside, and yes, it is storming up a storm. So we're going to show you what my recruiting board is. I'm putting all 1,300 points on this guy, Mark Whitaker. He's the 80 overall. LSU's going after him, but he's fast. He's got good play recognition, good pursuit, good man coverage, good zone coverage, not so much press. Catch is pretty good. So I'm looking for him to be either a running back or a safety or a linebacker or something. He's 6 foot, so he's kind of shorter than what I like for a corner, but if I can get him, that'd be nice. I'm putting all my eggs in the basket here, trying to get this guy. I mean, some of these other guys I do have scholarships for, so if they don't commit, maybe they can come to my school. Maybe not. But we'll see. So we're going to advance it real quick. Hopefully I don't lose power in the advance. And if not, we'll be right back with the next stage. Alright, back at signing day now. I think I got that corner. It said I got 2 people. Just want to double check. And the game said he was a corner if I did get the right guy. So, should be very nice. This guy didn't commit to any school. Thanks, Sheldon. Louisville ended up getting this athlete. I lost to him twice. Somehow I lost to the guy twice. Interesting. Cal, North Carolina, got this athlete, lost to him too. Lost to Missouri by 500. Man. But I got a corner, and then I did get him. Yes. By 4,000. Nice. Nice little corner pickup. Let's check out the top classes and see what everybody ended up ranking. I got 24 out of mine. Ohio State, Nebraska recruited his butt off. Let's see what kind of players he got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5-star players. Holy crap, dude. 2 4-stars. He recruited like crazy. That's a lot of 5-star players. You don't see that very often. Man. I mean, I got 2 and I just got 1 of them. Golly, but I got a lot of 4 stars, which I'm happy about. A lot of athletes. And it definitely increased my secondary, my defense. For sure. I tried to get some linemen. I did what I could, but sometimes it's hard to do. LSU number 4. He had 2 5-stars and a lot of 4-stars as well. He's improving his team that was already legit. He had a lot of people go graduate or go pro. So that's going to be nice there. Tennessee did a pretty good job recruiting. 21 overall. Hey, he had 2 5-stars as well. A lot of 4-stars. That's not bad for his first full year recruiting over there in Tennessee. He did a pretty good job. Interested to see how that plays out for him. Florida ended up getting a couple. They jumped ship to this team, so I would assume majority of these people had already committed. But hey, it is what it is. Let's see where everybody else is at. Missouri. Where we got Missouri? 1 5-star, a couple of 4-stars, and then I think the 1-stars are auto ads. But you got a pretty good crew there. Anybody else? Come on, anybody in the top? Oh, 20. There we go. There's 22. West Virginia. North Carolina, 2 5-stars, a couple of 4-stars. They're looking pretty good over there, North Carolina. That's old Merck. He's a big threat. He's got to build up his team, and he'll get there. West Virginia, our consecutive national championship, back-to-back years. He got some linemen, got some corners to help his secondary, some linebackers, which he is very good with his linebackers, and just improved his team overall. And I think that's 7 people out of the 12. So everybody else got to be down a little further. Louisville, you got a 5-star. There you go. A couple of 4-stars and the rest 3 stars. And then probably auto ads on the 2 stars. Maybe not. You can find some good JUCO 2-star players and add them to your team. Mid-Tennessee State. This is what Ole Miss ended up with. You got a corner overall. Nice. Or a 5-star corner. Quarterback, halfback, tight end. His offense is going to be pretty good. His defensive ends are going to be pretty good. You got like 8 defensive ends right there, man. Golly. Where everybody else at? Where everybody else at? Come on. Got to be almost there. Who we missing? Stanford. Boise State jump shipping became them, so this is mostly the computer recruiting here. So he didn't get a chance to get a lot, if anybody. Because I think if you join a team and you come here, you can scout them again, but you're wasting your points that you could put towards trying to recruit somebody. You know what I mean? So it's not really wise. K-State ended up getting a 4-star, then a couple of 3 stars. Not too bad there. I think that should be close to everybody. I don't think anybody else. I don't think that's good. And yes, done. So everybody got a pretty good job, a pretty good recruiting class. Interested to see how this next year plays out. Ready to get to that point. But our next stage is position changes. So we'll be back with that, and I'll try to show it, but more than likely not. I'll probably just show the training results maybe, or I'll come back and show you what I move people around to. But as of right now, we're done with that part, ready to advance. We'll see you in the next part. All right, we're into training results. I have quite a few people online. Brian Gator's Pride Leader. B-Dubs hopped on, checked his. And then I think the Italian looked at his on his computer. West Virginia. We got a lot of people interested to see what's going on. I am going to run through everybody's just so you can see in the video. If you didn't get on and watch it or check it, you can see it afterwards. Starting off with my team because I run the show. That's how it goes. My quarterback, look at my quarterback. 97 speed, 95 agility, 98 acceleration. Yeah, buddy. You're going to absolutely be taking advantage of that next year. I have 4 guys in the 90s. That's not bad. Everybody else in the upper 80s. That's gonna help out for dang sure. I think I'm probably gonna be a B to a B plus overall for my stats and all that. So that's where we're sitting. We'll just kind of go through Florida. He's got a stacked team. Oh my gosh, dude. Look at all that. Look at all those 90s. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with over there. He's earned it. He's been Mid-Tennessee State. I think since we reset, he's been them for a long, long time. So, he's going to be doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good for himself. K-State, I think this is going to be his first full year in the Dynasty. I'm fairly positive. So being able to recruit and improve his team a little will be nice. It'll help out for dang sure, especially some of these guys that like the jump ship and went to a new team. It's gonna be fun. LSU is gonna have a stacked team too. Not quite as good as Florida, but still good regardless. Nothing against either of those guys. I'm not in the SEC. I don't really have to play them in my conference. I don't know, with everybody being in the SEC this year, or like 4 out of the 5, 4 out or 5. They're going to pretty much play each other and not play many out-of-conference games just because I don't want to give somebody like eight user games. It's not fair, you know what I mean? I want to try to make it as even as possible for everybody to at least play 3 games. Now, if somebody wants to play more, that's cool, but I'm not going to... like I said, I would assume that West Virginia would like to play everybody if he could. But it's just not possible with everybody in different divisions and different conferences, so... I do what I can to make it as even as possible. See, look, even he did not. Who was Ole Miss jumped to Mid-Tennessee State, and it's going to be a pretty good class for him too. I mean, his top 3 90 overall players are juniors. He's going to have them for a whole another year, more than likely. And he's got a pretty good team for being in the conference that he is in. You know what I mean? He's not going to hurt at all. he should be okay. I was going to figure out. The hard part for me is trying to figure out schedules and getting everybody to play everybody, you know what I mean? Because like I said before, some people, like the SEC, is going to be difficult. That's just the way it is. Some things I don't really have a whole lot of control over. I'm trying to keep it as close to real as possible, whereas the only thing that's not is the bowl tie-ins. Everything else is set. I'm not going to adjust any of those settings to try to force something that's not. Like if there's a rivalry game, I'm going to try to keep it if at all possible. So these nuts got him. I think I saw that one before, but that's still hilarious, man. Bolt's only a 92 overall, but 99 acceleration, 99 speed. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He's got Nebraska's gonna be a force over there too. I think he's by himself now. I'm fairly positive. He might not be, but I'm pretty sure he is. But he's got a lot of speed on his team, and he's gonna be hard to take down. North Carolina, Old Merck is going to be, I think last year was his first full year. So now he's got to start building up or take advantage of what he built up, what he recruited last year. and improve his team and get something good going, get something good rolling. You know what I mean? He's got a pretty stacked team. He's really good. He's a really good player, man. He won it a lot before West Virginia got in, and he's pretty good, man. I would like to try to get them to play as much as possible because, like, I don't want to say it for everybody, but I think out of everybody, they're the top two in the dynasty. And I say this to anybody, I think they're beatable. I beat Mark once out of like the 4 times we played, but he's beatable. You know what I mean? Everybody's beatable. You just gotta have it. I mean, look at the college football stage now in real life. Everybody's beatable. Nobody is safe. Everybody has the opportunity to just get beat but week to week. So just gotta come out and play, man. That's why, even though West Virginia has beat me every year we played, I like to play him because he's a challenge. Like, I like that. That's why I give myself, if for some reason somebody needs to have more user games, I give myself the user games because I don't want a free ride, and I figure I'm running the place, so I might as well, quote unquote, hinder myself by giving myself more users and potentially ruining my chances. But I think it's all okay as long as I come out and play and my team performs, and we're good. That's just all there is to it. West Virginia, he's got 90 overall, halfback. He's a senior. He's got a couple of seniors and a couple of young guns. He's a really good recruiter from what I've seen so far. He got a lot of linemen, which is my issue recruiting. I tried to pick his brain in the comments, trying to figure out how he gets those guys, but he just goes after them until he gets them. So there's not really any secret to getting somebody. You just got to go out week to week and try to recruit them. But hey, we're done with the training results. I think the next stage will be into the actual preseason. Nope, cut players. So we're not going to show that. We'll skip custom conferences and then preseason. So the next part will be preseason. We'll be ready to roll, and we'll see you there. All right, we are in preseason 2019. I'm ranked number 3, and there's quite a bit of people online. I mean, we got West Virginia, Missouri, the new guy, Southern Miss. Nebraska ended up leaving. He's essentially getting rid of his 360. He's sticking strictly to the 1. He's involved in the Madden coaches franchise, I'm pretty sure. So he decided to drop out. So I went through like 4 or 5 people on the list, and just a heads up, the waiting list is available online for you to look at. Link's going to be in the description of all the online subscriber dynasty videos. So if you ever want to check to see what your place is, I keep it updated as much as possible. You are not allowed to edit it. You can just look at it and see where you're at. So I try to update it as soon as possible whenever I get a message, but I have been keeping it up to date here recently. Instead of it just being on my computer, it is now accessible to everybody, so I can't like skip over somebody, or somebody think I skip over them. Or if you don't see your name on the list, be like, hey dude, I asked you like a week ago, you didn't put me on the list, and I'll put you back on the list. And I try to keep them by order of people when people ask me, so it should be about right, hopefully. But we're about 150 people into it, and it took a long time. Like, some of these people have been on the list for over a year, but we're finally making some headway. Welcome Southern Miss, SBGGMLP, My Little Pony, or minor league player, or major league pimp. Major league pimp, what's up? How you doing? We got B-dubs. Everybody, like, a lot of people changed schools. We got a lot of people in the SEC. Y'all just want to see the custom schedule, because that's all that's really to do here. I have set up my recruiting board. There are some good players this year. Oh my gosh, I have a guy on my board that I'm on top of his board, and I have an advantage over my like weekly picks. Like, he's interested in my school, like I get a bonus of like 380 points, and he's a stud. He's like a 79 overall. He's super fast. I'm like, yes. Welcome to my team, son. So let's check out the schedule, see where everybody is at. I try to make it as even as possible. Some people play 4 games, some people play 3, but I try to keep it as interesting as possible. So I'll play the new guy, week 2. It's my first game of the year. I think it's his second. It might be his first. So welcome to the Dynasty. I also play West Virginia. I've said it every year since he joined, especially since he beat me. I will play him every year until I beat him. I'm gonna beat him. And I said it in the subscriber, or not subscriber, the Down the Sideline that's coming up tomorrow, which probably didn't make it into the video, but it made it into the live stream. I mean, I think I'm gonna beat him this year. Not calling him bad. I'm not calling him out. I don't want him to run up the score on me if I don't win. I'm just saying I have a feeling this could be my year, so I want to try it. I'm giving this week 4 because I couldn't schedule it any other time. And then I also play Dr. Duncanstein week 6. So I only have 3 games. I have a guy in my conference, but we don't play each other, so that helped. Scheduling wise, Florida, he's got he's got the hardest schedule. He's got all but 3 teams are ranked. So Kentucky, Georgia, Vanderbilt. Everybody at the start of the season is ranked. That is insanity, man. I mean, I gave him these 2 games, but it's still crazy. So he's got Missouri, Tennessee in his conference, and LSU. So he didn't get any other games. You know what I mean? I'm not going to force him to play at a conference or another user game whenever he doesn't need to. And his rivalry game stayed intact. K-State, he ends up playing Mid-Tennessee State, Missouri, and West Virginia because he's in his conference. So that's his schedule. I try to make sure everybody's schedules were up to date. So if I did forget something, I am sorry. I did my best to remember. I left West Virginia here, or Virginia Tech, sorry, because it's a kickoff game, Chick-fil-A kickoff game. I thought that was pretty cool. I tried changing it, but it lost the specialness of the game, so I left it. I got him playing Louisville. For some reason, I thought LSU, myself, and then Packers Rogers at Florida. Louisville, he plays Stanford, who used to be Boise State, LSU, and then Heat Knights in his conference. Wait, not in his conference. Why did I give him Heat Knights? I don't know. Maybe I just needed to have another game for Heat Knights. But there we go. He plays a couple of people. He plays K-State, Southern Miss in his conference, Louisville, and Missouri. Missouri requested to play Mid-Tennessee State. That's why he's playing Mid-Tennessee State. Because typically if people ask, I do my best to make it happen. And I think that gives Missouri his 3 games, or 2 of them that he requested. So I did my best. Because he plays Packers Rogers in conference. He requested to play K-State. So I made that happen. And he requested to play Mid-Tennessee State. So he gets 4 games. Mid-Tennessee State gets 4 games. And he plays Tennessee in conference. The SEC kind of got overloaded again. So it was a lot harder to schedule. But I did my best. Merck plays the Italian. I don't know if they've played here recently. I don't remember if they played last year or not. But Merck's been in a good long time. And I think they're into the point now where they're starting to build up their team. So I want to kind of gauge and see where they're at. You know what I mean? With their recruiting and their play styles, because Merck was USC, then Penn State, and now he's North Carolina, whereas the Italian was Oklahoma State for a long time. Now he's Tennessee. So I'm interested to see how that game plays out. I also gave Merck Southern Miss because he's a new guy. Gotta get him through the ringer. Try to get everybody to play everybody as much as possible. And if I can't, everybody will play everybody at least once in the Dynasty season. Not in the season, but like in the career. Because I think this is what, season 12? We've been doing this thing a long time. We've reset once. And I think we're almost to the point where we could reset again because of all the new people. I'm just not 100% on who's still getting Coach XP. But we're at least going to finish this season regardless. I play Southern Miss, he plays Merck, and then Mid-Tennessee State. And some of these other games I can't mess with. Stanford plays West Virginia to start the season. That's right. I gave them West Virginia. They played in the I almost said Super Bowl, in the National Championship last year. So I'm interested to see how they end up doing this year. And then I have him playing Louisville also. He doesn't play me, at least until we get to the end. So there's always a chance there. And I gave him Merck also because Merck's pretty good. Tennessee, he plays Nebraska to start the season. And then Merck, Florida, and then he's got Missouri. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And then West Virginia, of course, got Stanford to start the season, and then myself week 4, and then K-State. Now, something I do try to do, but I don't want to mess with it too much, is I try to give people users towards the end of the year. And that's because I'm not saying something couldn't happen. I'm saying, like, let's say I do beat West Virginia here. He could win out the rest of his games, and I'm assuming he beats K-State. I'm not saying he will, but I'm just going to assume for this scenario that he is going to. He wins out, he still has a chance to make it. You know what I mean? So towards the end of the year, that could potentially ruin somebody's year. But trying to schedule people at certain times of the week is very difficult because I don't want to adjust when their games typically are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to adjust the locked weeks. They can be whenever. It's like, no, that's not true to their conference. I try to keep it as close as possible. It's a real life, and then the games I do schedule, other than the user games, I try to keep in the same region. You know what I mean? Like West Virginia and Nebraska, I could see that happening. Used to be Big 12. That's plausible. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to do. But that's everybody's schedules. We are ready to roll. I know these guys are super excited to be in this dynasty and ready to get the season rolling. Oh, Private Leader's also online. So there we go. We got what, 5 people? Everybody's pumped. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. We're ready to get this thing rolling into week 1. I'm just gonna end it here. We won't get any good news until next week, which is gonna be Monday. We're back to the normal schedule, so the advance is a Sunday night and a Thursday night, and the video goes up on a Monday and Friday. That's how it is. That's how it typically has been for a couple of seasons now. So you can look forward to seeing the Online Dynasty videos on Mondays and Fridays. The exception will be holidays, so it's Thanksgiving. Probably won't have, probably not going to have it because I'm not going to be around for that entire weekend. I'm going to be crazy busy, and I assume everybody else is. So if I'm not home to advance it, nobody else is going to. You know what I mean? So we'll get to that bridge whenever we get to it, or we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But that's going to be it for this episode. We're going to advance it into week 1. Hope you guys enjoyed and are looking forward to this season. I know we are. And I'll see you guys next time.